Good morning, day 110 for me, day 115 for Bones, Thursday, June 14th. And this lovely lady, what's your name?
My name is Trudy Heinrichs from
Yes.
Manchester, Vermont.
AKA Drip.
Yes.
And she just picked us up out of Manchester Center and drove us 5 miles, continuing our, we got our poles. Continuing our string of trail magic. People in Manchester and Vermont are so nice. Thank you so much, Drip. You've made my day. Wow. Oh man, this is awesome. Thank you.
Good luck, guys. Have fun.
Thanks, Drip. Have a great day. Woo-wee. And really, we are so lucky. The people of Vermont are some of the kindest people in the world.
Absolutely.
We hitchhiked the first time for like 5 seconds, the second time for a minute, and we get a ride. So there's my heavy pack on the ground. Challenge today in the next few hours is I get too much food. Too much food.
Yep.
And my foot is a little sore, so we'll see how that goes, but I'm fortified with a lead. So today, it's day 110. It's 8 a.m. Good time to hit the trail. It's breezy and cool out here. I might leave my jacket on for a few minutes till we hit the first slope. But throw that big beast on and let's go. See ya. Good morning again, Thursday, June 14th, day 110. Just climbed out of that town. That's Manchester. Came up Bromley Mountain and just spent like 10 or 15 minutes in the Bromley Ski Patrol shelter, which they kindly leave open. You can look coming across, that's Stratton Mountain, another great ski area. I've skied at this one and that, as well as Stratton. And you can see chairlift, there's one, chairlift two, and just more beautiful views. It is cold and windy here, and we're heading, you can see the little signs there. To your left, Bones, we're heading down the hill this way. So, yeah, very nice. Hopefully it's less windy in the woods, or otherwise I'm going to have to get dressed, because it seems like it's in the 50s and blowing 30 or 40 right now, and I just got a t-shirt on and shorts. Good morning. About 11:25. It's raining. We're at the summit of Stiles Peak. We're hoping to avoid the rain by taking an Aero into Manchester yesterday, but no joy. So it's kind of cold, a little windy. There's Bones with his poncho on. Lots of, you can see some of the leaves here. A lot of leaves down on the trail, which is typically a sign there was a hailstorm. I think from yesterday, when there was more, it was predicted. No sign of it today. I hope it doesn't come. But it's cold and wet, and we're chugging along. And as they say, no rain, no pain, no main. So this is it. Hey there. Mile 1662, and we've in the last mile been coming across some beaver ponds, some marshes, and now here's a pretty good sized lake. Still have yet to see a moose, which we'd like to see, but we see the footprints everywhere and the scat everywhere, so they're probably hearing us coming. Me, Pritch, making too much noise, yakking up a storm, and probably bolt from the area. But yeah, they're around here somewhere, and this is just beautiful remote ponds. Wow, it's nice to be out here. You can tell the rain stopped. The wind has dramatically died down. It's got warmer too. It's got to be maybe 62 or, you know, low to mid 50s and howling wind before, so it's quite pleasant right now, although the ground's wet, so we won't be tenting. Everything, trees and the ground are soaked, and the trail is muddy. Bummer, but on the whole, at least we're not getting rained on at the moment, so it's all good. Hi guys, mile 1664, coming up a steep, slippery, rocky hill, and we have more to go. But all of a sudden we had a beautiful view. It looks like a marble quarry across the way, and I'm guessing that's the town of Manchester back there straight away. But look how beautiful these mountains are. Some of them stuck into the clouds and mist. We've had some rain, mist, cold weather today. It's not bad now though, but we still have a bit higher to go on this rock pile here, and maybe the views will get better. I'll come back in a minute. Still climbing up this rock, edgy rock. The views are really nice, fantastic. Here comes Bones, and we're still going that way. Oh boy, let's see if we make it up there without falling. Hi guys, we're at mile 1668, about 4 o'clock or so in the afternoon, trying to go 20, and we just came across this uber deluxe bridge. Look at this cement anchor, and then we're coming down here. It's slippery, and look at this beautiful bridge. The nice little top on it, going over this bridge and going over this river. Looks very cool down there. Awesome bridge. Thank you for building that. I bet we can get this to shake a little bit when we go over it, but very pretty river, and enough hike on. I am up on the bridge looking over. Here's the beautiful river. Don't drop my phone. Some really good swimming down there on a hot day. It's not a hot day, it's a cold day, even though it's June. And you come this way, you can see from storms and such, shows the power of the rainfall events on here in northern New England. But it's really nice down there. It looks like it's in some places 3 to 6 feet deep, in particular behind me over here. Make for a good little place to dunk yourself. But very nice. We still have 3+ miles to go to our shelter, and I'll take a quick pic when I get there as well. See ya. Hey guys, we made it to Little Rock Pond Shelter, a beautiful shelter. There's 4 giant bunks inside. It's kind of strange. Each bunks will probably hold 2 or 3 people, but we also ran into Mousetrap, who we hadn't seen in a few days. Great to see him. So it's Bones, Mousetrap, and Pritch here at the shelter. Now we're out scutting around trying to find some water. There's a lake nearby, so worst case, that'll be it. But we're also seeing if there's a stream. It's a very nice shelter. You can see some tarps set out over picnic tables. There's tent platforms over there. There's others in the woods. There's a privy somewhere up the hill there. And now we just have to find some water. Worst case, I'm just going to go to the pond, which is down that way, which is a gorgeous pond, and get some there. And I'll take a picture of it for you. Okay, now after a few dozen yards, I'm approaching the pond, and is this not beautiful? Look at this. Now this whole area has 10 platforms and a beautiful shelter. People swim here, and in the summer and fall, there's a caretaker here that charges you $5 to stay, and frankly, it's probably worth it. But it's really nice. Now I got to try and dip my bag in that and get enough water to fill my water bags. But about 5:40. Got to get some water and have dinner. Get ready to sleep. Excellent. Good day. Probably about 20 miles. I'll know for exact amount in a little bit. Hey, good morning. Day 111. Freezing cold here at the shelter. There's Bones in the back. We both have our tarps on. I haven't had my tarp on in ages. But shaking cold. It's raining outside. We're still hoping to do 20. But we'll see. Everything's soaked, so it's going to be an arduous day. No rain in the forecast, but the pounding on the roof last night and right now, which you might hear, says something's gone wrong, and it's quite wet outside. So day 111 and day 116, Pritch and Bones, begins today. It is Friday, June 15th, just before 8. I slowed us down because I'm a slowpoke in the cold. Oh well, see you later. Hi everyone. The day started terrible with unforecasted heavy rain and quite cold weather and winds. And now it's almost 2 o'clock. I'm at mile 1681. Got to the top of the mountain. Beautiful views. It's still cool out here. I just took my shell off for the first time today. The shell and poncho, hat and gloves, everything this morning. As I'm going to pan to the right, that's the Rutland Airport. Haven't seen anything taking off, but looks like a very well-ordered airport surrounded by the beautiful green mountains. It's temperature's probably around 60 now, about 2 o'clock, and we still have, I'm guessing, around 8 miles to go to the Government Clement Shelter, which is not a great shelter, but that's about 20 miles out, and that's what we want to do. We're just hoping we don't have a lot of weekend traffic or partiers because it's near a road, and we don't really want a tent. There's ground and a lot of the foliage is still wet, especially when you kind of go back into the woods, which is deep and dark and damp still. But we're very pleased to come out here to a dry, cool, beautiful location, and that's about all I got for now. See you later. Hi guys, mile 1684, 2:30 in the afternoon. This is Clarendon Gorge. Check that out over here. Some relatively crazy person put a baby stroller right next to the edge of the cliff. I don't know what is up with that, but let's not worry about that for the time being and head out here and brace myself. It's a slightly wobbly bridge. Woo-wee, I'm gonna have to get centered. Okay, here's the water leading into the gorge. You could, if you're a daredevil, jump to that. Looks like it's 8 or 10 feet straight down. And then it goes this way. And I'm looking down here. And look at that, Clarendon Gorge, mile 1684. Be nice to climb down there and have a picnic lunch along the edge. Probably swim in that section just ahead that looks like shaped like a pool. Not down here, might be too dangerous. This is a very wobbly bridge. As I walk across, it's going up and down. Slightly unnerving, but that's okay. Really nice, and it's worth taking a look. Look at those trees thrown up there from when they've had heavy rains. Imagine the force to throw those tree trunks up 25 feet higher than the water elevation, maybe 50 or 100 feet into the woods. It must be absolutely frightening when you have a high water event here. Doesn't really look kayakable unless super high water and you want to take your life in your hands. So that was Clarendon Gorge, mile 1684. Unfortunately, we still have 7.5 miles or so to the shelter. I've slowed down. I just took a pretty bad fall in the woods and tumbled on some wet, mossy covered rocks. Really frightened at first. I thought I broke my arm, but my arm straightened out after a little while in my fingers. Now I'm back hiking again. Hoorah! I just don't want to fall again. But here's one of the culprits. I switched to rubber tips. Per the ATC recommendations, rubber tips versus carbide tips beat up the trail less. And I had lost both carbide tips and PA, so I said, well, let me just buy some aftermarket rubber tips and throw them on there. They have absolutely no grip in the wet. And I planted them on a wet rock and then fell to my displeasure. But no matter. So that's it for now. Check in later. Hi guys. We've been climbing up some really, really steep hills for the last 20 minutes or so. With these little rock stairs carved between these rocks. That one looks like it's about 80 feet tall when you consider the big boulder on the top. But I'm hoping this is near the end of it. It looks like there's an end there, but it's been something. It's been exciting, and feel fortunate I'm going up and not down. Over and out.
Good luck, John.
I'm here with these two surly gentlemen here. They keep trying to hide, but they're probably both wanted by the FBI. But just they're coming. We're within like 2 miles of our shelter, 20-mile day, Governor Clement Shelter, and this beautiful lush plants here. I don't know what those are either. so someone watching can point them out, but they're really all over the surrounding trail. On our left, mostly ferns, and started off as a terrible, cold, wet, rainy day, and now it's really become great. And 3 of us together arriving at the tent site or campsite, and all thinking about hoping we can find a good tent spot rather than hanging out in an old dingy shelter. Last night's shelter was awesome, by the way, but so we did stay inside that, stayed out of the rain. But if it's nice outside and the shelter isn't that nice, then tent site is always a nice thing. But getting close to 20 miles for the day, which is pretty dang tiring for me. See you later. Hey guys, look where we're at. I can't read that sign, can you?
Killington, 500 miles.
What do you think, Mousetrap?
Long way to go.
Yeah, well, 1,700 miles down and 500 to go.
Yep.
It seems like a lot, but I think we can do it. Oh yeah. Okay, time on to the shelter. Good morning. Saturday, June 16th, day 112. And we are at this shelter here, Governor Clement shelter. I didn't stay in there. We stayed down there. You can see Bones and Mousetrap, maybe, just setting up or breaking down the rest of the tents. I got up a little bit before them, and I'm just finishing up breakfast and coffee. And today we're going to have a relatively short day. We've been doing a lot of the math last night about what's the best targets as we think through how to get to past Killington, past and into the White Mountains. And so we determined that it made sense to go to Killington, resupply, and stay there the night. And then, which means we're going to have a relatively short day. I think it's like 13 miles. But since we did 19.8 yesterday, that'll be good. The weather it looks great today, blue skies. Yesterday it was cold, rainy, and windy for half the day, and then it cleared up. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, and looking forward to a slightly easier day. And it's Saturday, and we anticipate by next Thursday there's an opportunity for my wife to pick me up in the White Mountains and facilitate a couple of days of slack packing before we hit the Franconia Ridge. So we're envisioning 2 days of slack packing. Haven't coordinated this with my wife yet, but pretty excited about the possibility. And it all begins now. Talk to you later. Hey guys, on Killington Mountain, every now and then we see a painted trillium. As I get close, you can see the bright pinkish red colors in the center of the flower. Very nice, very unusual. Onward. There's a lot of these flowers here I see, they look like they might be past peak, but yeah, there's a lot of orchid type plants. Yesterday we saw a lot of lady slippers. Haven't seen any today, but oftentimes when you see one, you see hundreds, and then you don't see them for a while, and then they have a big population boost again in specific areas. But hiking is very pleasant today. It's they're high 50s or maybe 60, but we're good because it's fairly strenuous. Right now we're in a flat section, but it was a big uphill to Killington Peak. It's a 4K, 4,000 footer this morning. And now we're going to go in a flat section and trending down overall. And going to go into the town of Killington, stay at a motel, resupply, hopefully crank out a video, hopefully do laundry, and get a little bit rested before we continue on. Where Bones has a package waiting for him in Hanover. And then on Thursday, my wife is going to pick us up, which would be awesome to facilitate 2 days of slack packing. It's going to be fantastic. Talk to you soon. Hi guys, at mile 1702, heading up a hill We're about 4 miles or less outside of Killington Center. Just a beautiful forest here. You'd almost think these trees were intentionally limbed up to support all this beautiful undergrowth. Especially you look up the hill there, look behind Bones. There's Bones. Now he's trying to hide.
No.
He can't. And beautiful ferns and other plants. We just crossed US Route 4. Stepping out in the sun, it had to be at least 10 degrees hotter. Here in the woods it's warmer than I'd prefer, but it's still good hiking weather. It must be in the low to mid 60s, I'm guessing, in here. With a nice breeze, you might be able to hear the trees rustling. Very nice. Pretty steep climb, too. It goes on and on. Okay, talk later. Hi guys, just picking up on all these understory plants. Look how steep this is. And this greenery going straight up that hill. And it's a big one. And then straight down over here behind us. We've been on a long, winding uphill trek, but fortunately not having to go straight up there, which would be brutal. Oh well, onward. Hey guys, we just got a ride from the trailhead to the Killington Motel by these two incredibly kind people, which is synonymous with Vermont. I have a relative here, and you never have to worry about hitching. So if you could tell us your names and your story, I'd love to hear it.
Sure. I'm Jamie. I live in Montpelier.
Cool.
I've done some hiking myself, attempted to hike a few years back. And I always like to pick up hikers because it stinks standing by the side of the road. You're talking about it too long.
Yes.
Yeah.
My name's Chloe. I'm also from Montpelier. I'm absolutely not a hiker, but I've gotten picked up on my bike before.
That's a good deal.
And I appreciate that just as much.
we talked with a woman down in Manchester talking about how people who pick up hitchhikers will go to heaven because they have a kind heart and they're open-minded, even though they say, oh, you could get a crazy person, but most people are good and they want to do good. So
especially with the hikers, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and beautiful dog as well.
Oh,
A well-behaved dog, not like my babies.
Okay.
Oh well, see you guys.